Hey, what's up, James?
Hey man, I'm good. You?
Good.
Okay.
Had a good day?
Yeah. Well, I'm kind of just studying. I just came to relax a bit. I have exam tomorrow.
Oh, okay. Well, I also had a long day, but it was good. I have a quick question.
Okay.
Before I go and get something to eat, I was actually thinking of what happens once you eat,
Okay.
like the digestion process.
Oh, that's a huge process. But I'll try to break it down as simple as I can.
Okay.
Well, the process of digestion. In fact, when you're taking a meal, the whole
Hmm.
process all starts from your mouth, and it's like a sequence, like a pattern.
Yeah.
So first of all, from your mouth, it goes down to your stomach. From your stomach to your small intestine. From your small intestine to your large intestine, and then from your rectum it goes out through the anus as excreta. Okay.
Yeah.
So now what happens is this: when you take a meal, your mouth does is your mouth you chew the food,
Hmm.
yeah, you eat it. So after eating it, you swallow it. So right now, from the mouth, the food is broken down.
Yeah.
If you take in a food that has carbohydrates, and carbohydrates is in form of starch.
Hmm.
So once you're taking any food that is rich in carbohydrates that has starch, your saliva in the mouth releases this enzyme called amylase.
Yeah.
So what amylase does is it breaks down the fat from complex starch. It breaks it down to a simpler form.
Okay.
The saliva also has what is called lipase, and so lipase acts on fat. It breaks down fat,
Yeah.
but it doesn't break down protein. Now, because the process of digestion, because when you're taking food from the mouth, the food doesn't stay there for long before it goes down.
Hmm.
So because of that, digestion does not occur fully in the mouth. So now, when you swallow the food, it goes down to your stomach. So what your stomach does is your stomach further grinds the food. Do you follow me?
Hmm.
So your stomach grinds the food, and then it releases it secretes some juice. There's what they call hydrochloric acid, and there's another they call pepsin. So what pepsin does and hydrochloric acid, they act on protein to break protein down.
Hmm.
So now when they break protein down with any other food you've eaten, from there it goes into the, and mind you, when they are being broken down, it's no longer called food, it's now called chyme.
Okay.
And that's the reason why when you pass out excreta, you notice that the nature or the texture of the excreta is different from what you ingested.
Yes.
The
Yeah.
reason why you see that form is because of it's now chyme. Okay.
Hmm.
So now it's now called chyme. So it moves from your stomach to your small
Hmm.
intestine. Now in the small intestine, that's where the most of the process of digestion and absorption, that's where it happens.
Yeah.
So the pancreas, there's this organ in the body called pancreas. And from the liver, I don't know if you've heard of bile.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Bad
now,
juice.
yeah. So the
Yeah.
pancreas, it secretes some enzymes as well.
Mm.
They call it there is one they call trypsin, and there's one they call chymotrypsin. So
Okay.
these two enzymes act on protein to further break it down to its simplest form, which is called amino acid. And it is this amino acid that is stored in the body.
Yeah.
Now, so now the pancreas, the function of bile that I told you about, bile is released from the liver. And what bile does is bile breaks down fat. You understand?
Yeah.
So now when the fat is being broken down to fatty acids and glycerol. That's the simplest form. Protein is being broken down to amino acid, which is the simplest form. Then carbohydrate is broken down to glucose, and which is why if you go for a test, for example, they'll tell you your glucose level is high or low.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
that's the simplest form of carbohydrate.
Okay.
So when they're being broken down to these three, they are being absorbed into the blood. You understand?
Yep.
So now when they absorb into the blood, that's where there is this hormone called insulin. Insulin comes in. So what insulin does is when there is excess blood sugar, which in form of glucose, what insulin does is it stores excess sugar in the body. So it stores it in skeletal muscle and your liver for future use.
Yeah.
So now that's what insulin does. So it stores excess blood sugar in form of glucose as glycogen.
Mhm.
It stores fat in adipose tissues. Then it stores protein also in the body.
Yeah.
So these are the nutrients it takes. Then from the small intestine, the chyme goes to the large intestine. From the large intestine, water is absorbed as well with other nutrients like sodium and any other nutrient the body needs. So after the absorption from the large intestine, it goes through the rectum, then to the anus, and that's when you pass out physics excreta. So now, further, when you are hungry, like when you are starving and you do not eat, when you fast for a long period of time, there is another hormone called glucagon. They are both secreted by the pancreas, but they do opposite action. Insulin helps to store excess sugar. Glucagon does the opposite. Instead of storing, it breaks down.
It breaks it.
So now, what glucagon does is like from the skeletal muscle and liver, where it's been stored, where glucose has been stored, it goes there, breaks down the glycogen back to glucose. So that's why most times when you are starving, if you're not eating for hours, if you notice, you notice that you can still do certain activities. The reason is because glucagon has gone to the skeletal muscle and liver. It has broken down glycogen back to glucose.
Yeah.
So your body now has blood sugar to carry out some activities.
Okay.
Then after you've exhausted the glucose, the protein and fatty acid that has been stored that I told you about, they also be broken down to give you more energy. The first one is glucose. So after glucose has been used, fatty acid and protein in form of amino acid will be broken down as well to give you energy. Then when you exhaust everything, that's when you now feel so weak. You can't do anything against, like, if you don't eat now, you are dying. Stuff like that. Yeah. So when you now ingest a food again, the process starts again.
Okay.
So from the mouth, if it's something if it's a proteinous food, then it goes to the stomach, and that's where digestion starts from. If it's carbohydrates that has starch, it starts from the mouth. The saliva secretes this juice that act on it. Then if it's fatty, if it's anything that contains fat, like cheese, for example, from the mouth, lipase acts on it to break it down. But the process of digestion it's just partial when it gets to the mouth, because food doesn't stay in the mouth for long before it goes down.
Yeah.
And to break down fat, it takes more time to break down fat. So that's why most times if you eat a food that has any meal that has fat in it, you notice that you don't get hungry for long compared to carbohydrates. Carbohydrates are broken down faster than fat. Okay. So I don't know if you understand what I just said.
Yeah, I do.
Okay, so at least right now you should be able to apply this whenever you're making your choice, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so
yeah, so that would be it actually.
Yeah, cool, man.